This is the 2027 GMC Terrain Elevation front-wheel drive, and in today's Vehicle Visionary video, we're going to give you a full review, all the details and specs, and tell you about one major change that I promise is going to be very popular. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. The exterior color on this model is called Riverstone Metallic. It's a very unique color, but it's not too much, if you know what I mean. I think it works well, it stands out, but it's not overpowering. And after dark interior will match up with that. And here on the front end, we are going to find our full LED lighting. I'm going to hit the button here and show you our locator lights. This is what you're about to see. The lights coming on with that animated effect. Everything is LED. You've got your LED headlights and LED daytime running lights, and also the LED turn signal indicators. And you'll notice that to help you out with your MPGs, you have a nice large air intakes right here, or should I say air curtains, that allow the air to pass through the front end. That's going to reduce drag, help improve aerodynamics, and just make a little bit of a difference. Classic look with the grille. Does have a little bit of chrome here, but I don't think that's too much. Seems to be tastefully done as far as that goes. Now, there's not a front camera here on this trim level. It may look like it right there, but that's where it would go, but it's not actually here. But I like the combination with the chrome, a little bit of gloss black. That's going to work just fine. And then we work our way down to the gloss finish with this dark gray, but we do have a matte finish down here on the lower portion. Now, working our way around, like I said, this model is front-wheel drive, but all-wheel drive is available if that's something you want. You're going to have the 19-inch wheels on this particular model. Going to have the plastic surround, which I think works just fine. Would be nice if it was body color, but I think this works as opposed to having a gloss finish. Now, your side view mirrors are going to be manually folding, and there are no turn signal indicators built in, but they are heated and power adjustable. We'll come around to this side and show you the blind spot monitoring. You can see that indicator right there if you want to take advantage of that. And right here, I'm going to show you something very interesting. Let me show you what's right there. There is actually a lock right there, and you might wonder, what exactly is that for? Well, when we get that back on there, the battery dies in the key fob or the vehicle itself. You've got your mechanical key that's going to go inside of that lock right there. That way you never have to worry about being locked out. Now, lock, unlock, remote start. You can see what else we have here with our power tailgate. You do have the auto sense tailgate, and there's your help me find my terrain in the parking lot button, or the panic button as it's often referred to, but typically is used the other way. Crossbars up here on the top, or should I say roof rails, where you can get your crossbars and increase your cargo space. Now, one thing going back to the door handles I do wish was a little different here. On the front door handle, you have the button right there. That's passive entry. You can push that to lock or unlock all four doors. If it's on the front doors, on the door handles, it should be here on the rear. You can have your rear privacy glass right here, and the black finish with the roof that matches nicely here. I like that contrast. It looks good that way. Shark fin antenna up top. The rear roof spoiler back here. Working our way down, there's your rear window wiper that I know you'll take full advantage of. And just as we did with the front lights, everything is LED back here. We're going to have the LED tail lights, and you can see everything in action where that is concerned. All of your badging and logos will be here. Now, no exposed exhaust outlets, but you know what? Not really a big deal. That's becoming a lot more prevalent with a lot of vehicles. What do you think about that? Under the hood is the 1.5-liter turbocharged four-cylinder. It makes 175 horsepower and 203 pounds-feet of torque. The big change for 2027 is related to what we have as far as mechanical things go, because gone is the CVT, discontinued. Even with front-wheel drive, it's now an 8-speed automatic transmission across all trim levels. Now, real quick, I'm going to give you these details on the MPGs. 25 city, 28 highway, 26 combined, and 3.8 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. I hope you can see the window sticker. It is a little bit of a glare. A lot of people like to see this, but hopefully you can see that it is a 2027 model, because I know someone's going to say, that's not a 2027. I can just hear the correction Nazis now. And it also says 8-speed automatic transmission. I know how that goes. I've been doing this for a while, but those are the details, and they're accurate, that I'm giving you. Now, how about your gas tank details? 14.8 gallons. And the numbers that I have here, probably change a little bit because of the 8-speed transmission. This still comes from the CVT. I didn't have these numbers available with the 8-speed, but 385 miles in the city, 414 miles out on the highway as far as your MPGs, or should I say driving distance on a full tank of gas. Now, I'm going to stand right here. We're going to let this power tailgate. Here's your auto sense tailgate opening up. That setting is in the center screen, so we can turn that on and off if we want to and show you how that works, but that is how that happens. You can use the remote to do that. You can push the button on the tailgate itself, or you can also push the button on the interior. 1,500 pounds of max towing capacity, and your cargo space ranges between 29.8 up to 63.5 cubic feet. You'll see that you have some nice bright cargo area lighting back here. I like that. We're gonna have a 12-volt power outlet. I can see it over there. We'll let my cameraman show you that real quick. And something else that I know is going to be nice and welcome. I don't have to deal with as much as I thought I did. There's your spare tire. That's a big deal. We're gonna stay right here, and I'm just gonna show you this real fast. Here is how you're gonna see things looking as far as when you fold this stuff down. My cameraman's arm is a little longer than mine is, so he can reach from there. Everything maximized as far as your cargo space goes is what it's going to be, or how this is going to look when you fold your seats. Let's talk about the after dark interior and what your backseat passengers are going to find. And we're going to start here with the door panel. You're going to have that nice comfortable armrest. Little padding there, I like that. A little bit of contrast stitching, and the door bin will be right underneath that with a little bit of storage space for whatever needs to fit there, maybe a large drink, whatever the case is. Now we're going to have more storage space on the back of each seat with the rear seat pockets, a couple of USB ports, and then below that, I know something that's important to a lot of you, the air conditioning vents for your rear seat passengers. No sunroof in this case. That gets a thumbs up for me because I'm not a sunroof person, but some of you might want a sunroof. And then we have the fold down armrest with the cup holders built in to finish things out. The sticker price, $36,235. Let's see what else you get for that price. We're going to start here with our upper console. Here is your sunglass holder. I guess you could use it for a lot of things. We call it a multitasker. Now when it comes to your lighting, you can turn on one light, or we can turn that off and then hold it down, and it turns on all of the lighting in the interior. Nice to see that. You can also do that from the center screen, but that's a lot easier. You can see OnStar, SOS, got your hazard light button right there. If you're looking for that, there it is. Now the mirror is not going to be a camera mirror or a digital mirror, but you can fold the lever down there if you've got one of those people in your back behind you that has really bright lights and you need to dim that out for yourself. Now we'll work our way across with the dash area, work our way down to the glove box just to show you what's there. Conventional size, nothing out of the ordinary. And then we're also going to have a little more space with not only the armrest but also the door bin over there on the passenger side. Now the driver's side seat is power adjustable with two-way lumbar support minus the tongue twist. The passenger seat on the elevation trim level is manually adjustable. Here's our lock and unlock buttons. We can adjust our power side view mirrors and select which one we're adjusting right there. And then one touch down and one touch up on your front window, driver's side only, but not on the passenger side or the rear windows. And we can see our power parking brake right here. You're also going to have your drive mode selector, and I'm going to show you on the center screen real fast what those drive modes are. Not a whole lot to choose from, just normal and ice, snow and ice. But you can see what else we have here. You can turn the auto stop start feature on and off, and there is a lever underneath the steering wheel right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. There we go. You drop that, you can adjust your tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. Now here's everything for your adaptive cruise control. You do have a heated steering wheel. I wish it was ventilated during this time of the year. Voice commands. You can choose what you're listening to and what you see on the center screen here. So we hit that button right there and then we toggle through, and then you can just push this button to go ahead and select whatever that is. Now, in the event that you want to see something different up there on the driver's display, guess what? You can do that right here. And you can see I'm pushing this button. That brings up everything that you have where that is concerned. Now you'll notice right here that we have the temperature, the coolant temperature. There's a few different things you can display there. I'm going to show you how to do that shortly. It's not done on the steering wheel. There is the shifter. We're also going to have our shifter paddles so you can work your way back and forth through that 8-speed automatic transmission. And then volume over here on the right hand side. You can adjust what you're listening to over there on the left hand side. And here's something that is a novelty. Believe it or not, this trim level comes standard with turn signals with blinkers. Do you know how to use those? Tell me in the comments section. Some of you have to be honest and say you don't, because I drive around you too much and know that you don't. Okay, it's okay to laugh, even at yourself. Front and rear window wiper controls right there, and this button will run your windshield wiper fluid. Now, here on the center screen, it is a large center screen. We come right here to vehicle status. There's actually a lot of things we can do. You see these little pluses right here, depending on what you want to know about. You can see your tire pressure right there, and we can come right here and see our oil life. And when you hit that minus mark, it comes back out of that. We're going to come to gauges right here, and notice everything that you have, from transmission fluid temperature, oil pressure, oil temperature, and notice coolant temperature right there. So what's going to happen here, if I want to remove that from the driver's display, that's all I have to do. I can come back out. Let's say I want transmission fluid temperature instead. Come right here, add to driver's display, and we're good to go where that's concerned. I'm going to take that back out because that's the way it was when I found the vehicle. Now, we're going to come back to home. You can see My GMC Google Assistant, where you can say, hey, you know who. That way I don't set any devices off in your house, and do all kinds of things. You can even adjust the air conditioning temperature. You can set up navigation with voice commands. Very easy to deal with. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone and use Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Now, as far as your camera goes, it is a camera, not cameras. You only have the rear view camera. I showed you that earlier, that we didn't have that front view camera, but this is your camera view. At least you know you have that. And then you've got climate, all the other things here that you see. We're going to run into settings real fast and show you a couple of things just to show you what's here. Sounds, display, profile and accounts, privacy, accessibility. It's all here. We're going to go into vehicle for just a minute and talk about a few things. Rear seat reminder is there. If you want to turn that on and off, you can. Whatever you need to do where that's concerned. And then we're going to come right down here to collision detection systems, your safety features. You can adjust your alert type. You have forward collision avoidance, front pedestrian braking, intersection collision braking, side bicyclist alert, lane change alert, reverse automatic braking, park assist, and rear cross traffic braking. And there is a difference in a couple of these options here. When you don't see that check mark, this is what you can do. Turn it off, go to alert, or alert and brake. Now, when it comes to these with the check mark, you can either turn it on or off. So alert or off is ultimately what you're going to have there. We'll come back out of that, and I want to come right here and show you controls, because there are a few things to be aware of right here. Your power window lockout is not on the driver's side door. It's located right here. When it has that blue square around it like that, that means it's active. When it doesn't, well, obviously it's not. And I did tell you can turn your dome light on in here, but it's nice to know you don't have to come to the center screen to do that. A lot of things going to the center screen, maybe a little bit too much. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Same thing with your auto high beams. We can deal with that. And then see more controls. You can see what is right there. Now, we're going to work our way down. We've got everything for our lights right here. Just leave it on auto. You don't ever have to worry about it. Easy to deal with. No big deal whatsoever. And then we'll have other things that we can turn on and off depending on what we need to do. We can come in here and adjust the volume. You do have heated seats for the driver and the passenger here in the front seating area, but not ventilated. You can sync the two sides together if you want to, or everybody can adjust accordingly. I do like the fact that we have our physical controls right here. No wireless charging pad right here, but it is in the vehicle. We're going to have our USB port right there. Now, you would think that the USB port and the wireless charging pad would be together, but they're not. It's actually located right here. So is that a good location? What do you think? Cup holders will also be there, and we'll also have the center console lid that doubles as an armrest. Let's see what kind of space we have in there. There's actually more than there appears. You can remove that little tray if you need to. For those who want to hear the sound system, here you go. In all fairness, I did actually make some adjustments, so it does sound a little better than it did with stock settings. All right, here we go on our test drive with the Terrain. Not gonna be super duper quick, but it is gonna get up to speed when you need it to. Not a big deal, not meant to be a hot rod, but it will get you down the road and treat you just fine as far as getting up to speed for merging into traffic and all that kind of stuff. The ride quality is actually pretty good. Typically in a smaller SUV like this, a little bit shorter wheelbase, it tends to have a bit of a choppy ride, but that doesn't seem to be the experience, at least not on this particular road. That may vary a little bit depending on where you drive. The seats themselves very comfortable and a lot of adjustability built into the driver's seat between the power adjustments and the steering wheel. So no matter the height of the driver, they should be just fine, should be able to set everything up just the way they want to. The gas and the brake pedal, very easy to manage and operate. No issues where that is concerned. I do wish that they had standard features, which I'm sure one day in the future, things like ventilated seats will be standard on all trim levels of vehicles like this. At least that's something I assume to be the case. But it is nice to know that if you need all-wheel drive, it is available on the Terrain for those of you that live in climates where you need something like that, especially with the snow and ice and all of that. Easy to learn and use technology. You don't have to worry about that being an issue. That is very typical with these GM vehicles. So we're going to find out about our acceleration when this slow poke gets by us here. I'm going to go ahead and run around here. And now we're going to get up to speed a little bit. Not too bad, about half throttle to do what I just did. I'm not going as fast as you might think. It just happens that this person in the left-hand lane is probably about, I don't know, 5 to 8 miles per hour under the speed limit. Now they're speeding up a little bit, but overall, a very enjoyable vehicle to drive. If you're in the market for a smaller SUV like this, it's definitely going to take good care of you. There is a decent amount of cargo space, and while it's not really rated for towing necessarily, you can tow up to 1,500 pounds. Most people are likely not going to use their GMC Terrain for towing, but if you do, at least you know what the numbers are potentially for what you need to do and what you can handle. Overall, I'd say it's a very nice vehicle. I do like the fact that the CVT is gone in favor of the 8-speed automatic transmission. Other than that, that's the only change for 2027. And there it is, the 2027 GMC Terrain Elevation. Tell me what you think down in the comment section, especially about that big change with discontinuing the CVT. It'd be nice if more manufacturers did that, wouldn't it? I know a lot of you are not fans of that style of transmission, so tell me what you think. I would like to say a special thanks to our friends at Mike Morgan Buick GMC for loaning us this Terrain for the day so we could tell you all about it, and a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's helpful and greatly appreciated. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.